In this demo, I'm going to walk through cutting some cardboard with the drag knife in Ibex. In this case, I have a small set of business cards that I want to put in a larger box, and I don't want them to move around, so I'm going to cut out some cardboard inserts for shipping. So to start, I'm going to define the outside of the cutout. This is going to be the inside of the box is nominally 6.5 inches by 10. So I'm going to select create rectangle by size. I want to fill out the rectangles to give myself a little bit of clearance. And I'm going to define the rectangle as 6.3 by 9.8. And I'm going to define a radius of 0.75 inches and click to place that. Now I need to define the cutout for the business cards. Same thing, size, fillet. Nominally, the business cards are 3.75 by 2.5 inches. So again, to give myself a little bit of clearance, 3.9 inches by 2.65 inches. And I want the radius to be a little bit smaller, so 1/4 inch radius. Click to place it in the workspace. And I'm going to create a couple cutouts so I have room for multiple cards. Turn off fill material because I don't need that many. Define that as the leftmost and increase the horizontal spacing. 0.4 looks okay. Click apply. I'm going to group these together. And then if I select both of these, I can use Control-Alt-5 to align both to the center. So that looks pretty good for the insert. I'm going to rotate it into position to better suit my material. Holding Shift key, I can lock it to angle increments. That way I can get a perfect 90-degree rotation. Control-1 to move it to the lower left of my material, and then just use arrows to back it out a little bit. So now I'm ready to apply my knife tool paths. So with everything selected, the inserts, the inner rectangles are automatically sorted as holes, which is correct. I can go to the toolpath ribbon and I can select the knife toolpath type. So let's clear out what I have. I'm going to go ahead and add my drag knife. And this material I measured is about 0.12 inches thick. So I'm going to specify a depth of 0.125. That'll make sure that I cut all the way through the material. I'm going to define a lift of 0.1 inches. This allows the knife to lift up to almost the top of the material, but not quite all the way. That way, when it turns, there's still enough engagement with the material to pivot the knife, but not drag and tear the material as it moves. You can go to the cut params, define feeds and speeds, some standard parameters here. This looks pretty good. Click apply. Here you can see that my knife tool path has been applied to the contours. That looks correct with a little bit of compensation in the corners for the offset of the knife. I'm going to create a couple copies of this. So I can go back to multi-copy, create 2 more copies of that. I'm ready to go. Now comes my standard output process. I'm going to go to the manufacturer tab, first check ordering. This looks pretty good, starting with the outlines and then going through each of the inserts one by one. So that looks pretty good. Go to create output, surface it bottom for this, and select output. Give it a name, cardboard demo, save. That output is created. So there's one last step. Open it in Quick Plot. This is our backplot utility. Open the file I just created. Do a quick double check, make sure that everything looks correct. Once I'm satisfied with that, I'm ready to send it to the machine. Here the machine is using the drag knife to cut out the second of the 3 inserts. And here I am assembling the inserts in the box and putting the cards in the middle. That's it for this demo.